Hello everybody, Ninja here. In this video I'm going to show you a few Windows 10 tweaks that might give you a little bit more performance out of your computer. Uh, just to let everyone know, these are the ones that I have done so far for my computer. So you do this stuff really at your own risk. It's not like a lot of major things to do. I'll just do more of the basics for most people who tend to have who just have Windows 10 Home, not professional. Home users don't have access by default with group policy, so I'm not going to show group policy as far as to change anything in there. But this is just for the average person's computer. When I say average, I mean more for like gamers, if you want to be labeled that or whatever. So anyways, one of the major things you want to do is, turn off a few things, mainly with your disk, especially, if it's an SSD, a hard drive. Components in the last, I don't know, 10 years, we'll say 5 years for better performing machines, you don't really need to always have it on. Again, you don't have to turn it on or off whenever you want. It's up to you. Well, what you could do is you can either look for your little folder down here for File Explorer. I'm always using keyboard commands, which is Windows key to E, brings it right up. And all you got to do, whether you have all these drives or 1 or 2 drives, whatever, just right click on whatever, do it to all drives. You don't have to, do it for like C drive only. Any drives you have that are actually in the computer, just turn it off. Just hit properties after right clicking on the drive. Just make sure this box right here is unchecked. Once you do that, you'll get a little box that shows up with green things, not green things, but a green bar as it's like progressing. You might get a pop-up showing, you get a box that might ask you, like, do you want to ignore one thing or ignore all, cancel or skip, or whatever it says. So just hit ignore all, and it's not going to hurt anything. You hit apply or okay, whatever you want to do, and then you just do that to all of your drives. Another little tip you can try doing, if you go to this PC and right click on it, go to properties, and what you would do when you get this whole screen that pops up, just click on advanced system settings and you'll get this little box right here. Go to settings under, and it shows the advanced tab. It should open up when you do it that way, advanced, and then you can go to custom, how I have my stuff here, if you want to. Or just do just for best performance, and what that'll do is uncheck all this. I think by default you have the first one, it just turns everything on, or almost everything on. Just gives a little bit less things for Windows to process, whether it be just your processor itself or GPU or whatever dedicated or integrated you have. It should at least still make an impact in some fashion, especially as you do these things. It adds up as you're removing or turning things off. You would hit apply or okay. If you hit apply, you can at least get the idea what it looks like, and then hit okay, whatever you want to do. The other thing is definitely more, if you turn the wrong thing off, your computer will not like you. And what I mean by that, it may not turn back on. Windows might freak out. It may not do anything. I have seen people over the years just feel like they can just turn whatever they want off because they don't know what it is, or it sounds like they don't need it. To an extent, there's something with it, but they'll just turn everything off and you're like forced to install Windows again. So anyways, what you want to do is go down your start button. Just type in, services. It's the easiest way. The other option, run, and type in services.msc. It will bring up the same box, which is this thing right here. Sorry, I had 2 boxes open. Now, just to make it simple, I'm just going to organize these by disabled device or disabled services. These are the ones that I have turned on. And this actually is cut down quite a bit on several things. Now let me show you something that I'm not going to say I'm embarrassed about, but more of, you know, it's just I have other things running. Bring this over, and you see this right here, processes. This is where this, as you start doing these things, is where this number will just go down, which is good. You don't want all this load on your processor just to, you know, especially when you're not doing anything, or when you want to actually play a game or something, you're adding more to this. Antiviruses will take up a lot of this. Chrome will do a lot of this. And then what I mean by that, if I actually open up Chrome here, it's probably going to open up my, it's going to open up there. Okay. So if I open up Chrome, just that, you'll just, you know, the number goes up pretty substantially. So I close out Chrome. See that? See how much more it goes down? This should probably go down further. It was at 164, but that's what I mean. This is the things that, you know, that you'll see something happen. But anyways, in this list here is the things that I have turned off. Not all of these I turned off myself. These are just things that are just disabled. Or some of these are already disabled, typically, automatically. So you can go by the list that I have here. I can kind of go over some of these. Windows search. You know, most of these are also going to be like common sense in what they are. You know, they'll have, you know, the description here and in the box here. But to disable them, you can go double click and it brings up this box, and you can hit stop if it is running, and just hit disabled in the menu there, hit OK, let it turn off. And what I mean by like stop, like this one here is running, if I double click this, you would hit stop, it stops, then you would hit disabled, and that turns it off. But obviously Windows search is just Windows search. Some things that require this may not function at all. Good thing is that I don't really use Windows search that often. I know where most of my stuff is, so if you can kind of get an idea where your stuff is, especially if it's just games you play, you don't even have to like use this. You know, you're just playing games. You're using a launcher, Steam or Origin or Epic Games thing, and Battle.net and Xbox's thing. Xbox has got quite a few things anyway. So that's what Windows search is. It's really designed just to help you search for things in your machine. That's the most basic way I can explain what that is. I may not go through all of these, but you know, unless you have something like, for example, mobile hotspot service, you know, it's probably going to be on anyways. Unless your laptop or computer has a SIM card that will allow it to allow other devices to connect to it to share internet, you don't need this at all. You don't. Most business laptops or business class will tend to have this because they have a SIM card slot to allow that. But a typical home user, just disable it. It's not going to do anything for you. This is just more reality VR stuff. I don't plan on doing this at least for a long time or ever. So I disabled this. Insider, so if you're part of a whole Windows or Microsoft's Insider program for like beta tests and certain things that might show up within some games or applications, don't turn this off. I'm pretty sure I'm part of it, but I don't ever really do anything with it, so I just turned it off. I think this one is for cameras. So this is, I don't have a printer, I don't have a scanner. You know, this, you know, there is a service in here, like I can't remember the name of, that actually is just for like making your webcam work. I have a webcam, I don't really use it. Heck, I bought the thing years ago and, you know, probably used it maybe 5 times. So, but if you turn this off, this shouldn't affect really any webcam-like devices. But again, this is more of like hooking several like camcorders and everything up to your computer, and it might read that. I don't have any of that, so I turned it off. I know how to fix my own stuff. I turn this off. You might want to leave it on. Probably don't want to go through all of these because they can make somewhat sense as you read it. Print spooler, don't turn this off if you have a printer. Retail demo service, this is on by default, I believe, or manual or automatic, I can't remember, but it is enabled in some fashion. Home users, you will never use this. This is the only purpose for this. You go to retail store, they have Windows 10 machines. This will, you can put Windows 10 into a demo mode, which I'm not going to show you how to do that because there's no reason to. There is actually, it's really simple how to do it, but it's a waste of time to go try it. I have nothing that involves phones through my computer, like dial-up tone or modems, I should say. So you can go through all these, compare what I have here, and turn things off. Press scan through here. Oh, secondary login. Do not turn this off if you have more than one user account on the computer. Just don't. It can impact to a point where you can't use another account. So don't turn this off if you have more than one user. There's another one, I think it's parental controls. Did I have it? Oh, it's right there. So if you are the secondary account, like you're the kid, you're not going to have access to the stuff anyways, so you couldn't change any of it. Either way, as far as a parent, if you're trying to make your kid's computer faster, do not turn this off. You can kind of not have a good time if you turn it off. Typically, you shouldn't have any problems, but just don't touch it. If you have a secondary account for a kid, that you have restrictions set in place for that account. Fax, this is on, I think, too. Just turn it off. Hopefully this isn't too boring. I think I'm around like 12 minutes or so doing this video, but I want it to be a little bit shorter, but I don't want to go through all of these and explain what they are. You could just compare what I have and make the decision whether you want to turn them off. Make sure the ones that I have off matches yours, or vice versa, I should say. But you can look this stuff up. You can actually just go on Google, type in these, and it will give you most of the time a real explanation to it. But I do see a lot, when you search for it, it will give you the same thing that this says here. Whatever when you select it says that, or this, it's the same thing. So hopefully this kind of works out for you. Maybe it improves anything, great. So maybe that, that's gonna give you a little bit extra boost somewhere. So so keep those going, or keep those disabled. You're not going to need most of that stuff that's there. There is another thing I wanted to show you, in that, again, this is mainly for more higher end systems, but this also will be mainly designed for server-based systems. What I mean by that, you can turn this on, you don't have to turn it on though. But if you have an i5 processor, or like a mid-range AMD processor, as well as like a mid-grade card, no reason to really turn it on, but there is a ultra or ultimate performance mode, whatever it's called, for Windows 10. Now, I'll show you what I mean. So if you go to your start button, and then just type in power, and then go to additional power settings, see this. This is what I mean is the ultimate performance profile. I had it set to high performance for a while to test a few things a while ago. I recently turned this back on, but since I turned it on, I haven't used the computer enough to really do what I want to do with it. But there's a way to turn this on. And how you do that, let me find the command for you, because you got to put this in PowerShell or command prompt. by heart. It's like powercfg or something like that. All right, so to enable this, you can open up command prompt or PowerShell, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do PowerShell. Do this as admin, and all you gotta do is paste in. If you want to, I'll hopefully remember to put this in the description. You paste this into command prompt or PowerShell, and then hit enter. This would then, it should turn this on. Some laptops may not get this just because they may not just allow it. But don't have the power options window open because it may not show up while you do this. It's hit or miss. Some computers will just do it while it's open, some don't. So I would just say close it out, open up PowerShell with command prompt as admin, and then just type this in. Again, I'll hopefully put this in the description to get to that, so you don't have to type this all out. You should be able to copy and paste it. Hit enter, and then close this out, and you should get that ultimate performance mold thing for Windows 10. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's much longer than I wanted it to be, but there were things I had to kind of explain, so hopefully it helps out. There's more things I would like to show you guys. I don't want to make this video much longer than it already is, so you guys enjoy. See ya.